Hey everyone, and welcome back to Canadian Coin Addict. Today we're going to be hunting nickels, and it's actually our last video in this series where we started with $250 worth of toonies, and we've now worked our way down to the nickels. We got $154 left, and we've actually had some great finds along the way. So today I'm hoping to find some more great finds, and let's see what we can find with the nickels. Alright, so we have a full box of nickels. We have 10 rolls over here, another 10 here, and another 7 over here. We're probably going to start with the 7. We've got our rolls that still need filling, and a lot of these are older, like 50s and older. And then we of course have our filled rolls already. We've done very well with the nickels over the years. And I'm hoping that we can add another roll today. So let's get started and let's see what we find in these rolls and box. 77 rolls. Let's dig into roll number 1. Roll number 3, and our hunt is already getting interesting. We have over here 7 2020 nickels. And of course I still need to fill my roll of those, so if we find any more today, maybe we can fill that roll. We have a 1990 US Denver nickel, so our first foreign of the box. And last but not least, a first for me, we found a 2016 quarter in a nickel roll. Now normally I find smaller coins in quarter rolls, but to find a quarter in a nickel roll is definitely quite unique. And I counted all the coins in the roll and it's still the same amount, so we just made 20 cents. Awesome. Roll number 5, and we have 2 more finds here. One is a US nickel from 2005, a Philadelphia. And the 2005 year, and I believe the 2004 year, had some different designs on it. So this one here on the back says Ocean in View, Oh the Joy, Lewis and Clark, 1805. It's kind of a nice one to have. And then we found a 12-sided nickel in 1961 with the laureate portrait, or a young head as I like to call it. And that's always a nice one to find. I always keep those. Roll number 6, and we have another US, a 2002 out of Philadelphia. Roll number 7, and we're moving along pretty good here. We have another couple young heads, a 1960 and a 1962, as well as 2 more foreigns, a 1995 Philadelphia US nickel and a newer 2017 Philadelphia. Very nice. So that concludes the first 7 rolls, and now we'll move into the second bundle. This is another 10 rolls. They look very taped up, but we're gonna dig into them and see what we find. Roll number 1 of the new bundle, or roll number 8 in total, shows a lot of these 2002 nickels and also the 1992 nickels. So it's pretty much filled with those. I think we're starting at a bit of a collection dump. So we'll see if they get some good coins in there. I also pulled out this beautiful 2005, which looks pretty much flawless. And I'm definitely gonna see if that upgrades in my album. Well, I finished the rest of that bundle and it did not add any finds. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes you don't find what you're looking for. But don't be discouraged. I still recommend that you still look through every roll, because the previous collector who was maybe picking out certain coins might not be picking out the coins that you're looking for. Maybe you're looking for coins from the 70s, 80s, or 90s, and the previous collector who wrapped up these rolls didn't need those anymore. You never know what you find, and you'll never know if you don't look for it. So keep your head up and keep at it, and we're gonna dig into the next bundle and see if we can find something else. So the next roll was a roll that didn't have the tape on the top in the next bundle. And clearly right away we got some finds. So we have 3 2020 nickels here. The next roll, and we have 7 more 2020s. Roll number 20 is gonna have a 1996, and I always look for the near 6 variety, the far 6 variety, or the attached 6, which is worth the most. In this case, clearly the 6 is not attached. And if we take a look under the microscope, we can clearly see the 6 and the D, and they're quite far apart, which means this is the far 6, and that's actually the one I'm looking for. So that's a keeper for sure. Roll 21, and we've got a 1962 Younghead. And we've got a 2002 Denver US. Roll 22, and we've got 5 more nickels here. 3 2020s, a 1964 Younghead, and it does not have the extra water line. So 1964, you'll notice that these do not have the 12 sides. So 1963 and 64 is just round again. And obviously every nickel after 1964 has had the round edge. And then we also have another US, a 1986 Philadelphia. I decided to take a little sneak peek at my 2020 rolls, and I combined it with the finds we've had so far. And it looks like I need 5 more in order to fill the roll. So let's see if we can do that today. The next roll provided us with 4 more, so only 1 more to go. Roll 24, no 2020s, but we do have a 1994 Denver out of the US. Roll number 27, and we're gonna have a US 2012 out of Philadelphia, and a gorgeous 1964 Younghead. Not with the extra water line, but in really nice condition. The bundles have been hunted. Now it's time to open this box and see what's inside. Roll number 30, or the third roll in the box, and we've got a 1970 here. 1970 is a very hard year to find, and if you're just starting out and trying to fill up your album, this will probably be one of the last ones you put in there, because the 1970 only has 5.7 million nickels minted, and that's much lower than some of the other years. So I'm very happy to find this. I don't have a full roll of these yet, so I'm glad to add it to the roll. We also have a 2017 Denver US nickel, and because we now have found 10 of them, I'm not going to show you any more US nickels unless they're really old or something like that. Until the end of the video. So some great finds. Happy to add that 1970. Roll 32, and we've got a 1964, not the extra water line, but a 64 nonetheless. Roll 34, and I just love seeing these older ones. We have another 12-sided 1960. And I'm hoping that we can maybe find something older than this in this box. So 1960 is our oldest so far. Let's see what we find next. Roll 35, and I was hoping we were going to find one of these. This is the 5 cents from 1867 to 1967 commemorative, and it has a hare on it, or a rabbit. And it is one of my favorite nickels to find. I almost have a full roll of these, so it's good to add this one to the roll. Well, we did it, guys. This box just seems to be getting better and better. We went from our oldest being a 1960 to our oldest now being a 1940. And this, of course, on the obverse has King George VI on it. I don't know if we'll find any older than that, but I'm always very happy to find a King George whether it's the 5th or the 6th. It's an awesome find. Roll 37, and we have another nice find. This time it's a 1953. Now, of course, there's like many varieties of the 1953. There's about 6. And one way to tell it's not one of those is whether it's chrome or non-chrome. This coin is chrome, so that eliminates 3 of the varieties. And also, it has some other signs that you can tell what this 1953 nickel is. So we're gonna put it under the scope and I'll show you a little bit more of a close-up. And there's our beaver, 1953. Now what you want to look for is the leaf here, how close it is to the edge, or that little serrated pattern. Those are called the denticles. And this one is a near leaf because it's very close to it. Far leaf would be a little bit further away. And then on the back we look for the eye in die, and we look at the tips of it. If it's fairly straight like this one, it's going to be a shoulder fold. And if it's a more pointy version, it'd be an NSF or non-shoulder fold. So this one here, it's got some accumulation on the G as well, and the I and the D, so that's kind of interesting as well. But this is the SF near, which I do have a full roll of, but I'm definitely going to keep this coin because it just looks pretty cool overall, and it's old. Roll 41, and I always keep these aside. This is a 2000 with the letter P underneath the queen's head, so that is a P for plated, and the 2000 P is always a little bit harder to find. So when you're first getting into coin roll hunting and you're looking for the 2000 nickels, usually it does not have a P underneath the queen's head. This one does, and it's a little more rare to find, so I always hold on to these. Roll 45, and we've got it. The last 2020 I needed for my roll, so now we definitely have a roll completed for this hunt, and I'm very excited about that. We no longer need the 2020, and we'll have to wait till the 2021s come out, but for 2020 we are good. Roll 55, and we're finally gonna have another find. This 1961 here. Nice young head, a lot of scratches on the back though. But this is actually the first find I've had in a while because there was a lot of those rolls with the tape on top of it. All the ones with the tape on top of it yielded no finds at all. And I got a few more left to go, but then we're getting back into some good stuff. So hopefully we can find something after those taped rolls. Roll number 64, and we're finally past those rolls with the tape on it. And right away the next roll we have a find. This 1961 looks a little bit different than some of the other ones I've seen, and it is very, very shiny. It's got like a mirror-like finish to it. It might be hard to see, but it looks very detailed, very nice front and back. There's some little different toning right here, but let's take a look under the scope and see what this one looks like. Yeah, the detail on all the lettering is super nice. And normally when you're looking at US nickels, you want to look for these steps on the building, that they're all there. Oh, they're very clear over there, although some of the detail above it is kind of lost. So I'm a little puzzled with this coin. It looks really nice, but maybe some of my US viewers can tell me a little bit more about it. It's a 1961, so it's old and in amazing condition. So I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments below what you think, and we're gonna keep this one for sure. Yeah, the detail on all the lettering is super nice. And normally when you're looking at US nickels, you want to look for these steps on the building, that they're all there. Oh, they're very clear over there, although some of the detail above it is kind of lost. So I'm a little puzzled with this coin. It looks really nice, but maybe some of my US viewers can tell me a little bit more about it. It's a 1961, so it's old and in amazing condition. So I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments below what you think, and we're gonna keep this one for sure. Roll 73, and we've got a 2000 P. Roll 74, and we're gonna have a 50s nickel, a 1959. And I'm quite far on that roll already too, so I'm happy to add a 1959. Roll 76, and we're gonna have another 2000 P. So we've actually found 3, which makes me think maybe they're not as hard to find. And we get to our final roll of the hunt. Let's see if there's anything left in there. Other than 1 US nickel, there wasn't much we could add to that one. So let's take a look at how we did. So for our US nickels, we ended up with 25 of them, including that 1961 Stunner. It's gorgeous. And that's definitely the best find for the US coins. And for our Canadian finds, we didn't do too bad either. Obviously, the oldest of the box, the 1940. Then we have that 1953, the 1959, the Rabbit 1967, a 1970, which is harder to come by, a 1996 Far 6, and a whole whack of 2020s. They're not all here, but they will fill up a roll. So those are the ones that are going to go in the rolls, and these are extras that I just like to keep. So we've got some 1960s, 1961s, 62s, 64s, and the 2000 with the P. And of course the most odd find of the day would be a quarter in a nickel roll. So overall, I would say a great hunt. So our 2020 is all rolled up, and it is ready to join its friends. And it gets to have the last spot in the box. 1 roll completed. A few more to go, obviously. And we've got $150 to bring back to the bank. And this time, we'll see what we'll do with it next. Well guys, that was another awesome hunt. We were able to fill that 2020 roll, and we found some really cool finds along the way, including a quarter. Who finds a quarter in a nickel roll? That's kind of different for me, and a first for sure. So we finished our second series, this time the $250, and brought it all the way down to the nickels again. And we had so many good finds. We filled rolls, we found cool foreigns, we found silver, which is awesome. Now, my question is, what do we do next? Should we do another $250? Should we go higher? Should we go lower? Should we do something else? Feel free to comment below, guys. I'm looking for your advice for some future challenges, and I'm excited to see what you come up with. As always, if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you have any suggestions or questions or comments, comment down below and I'll be sure to reply. If you like this video and want to see more like it, please subscribe to my channel, Canadian Coin Addict, and hit that notification bell for any future notifications on videos I post. For now, I wish you all the best with your coin roll hunting and your collection, and we'll see you later.